And before we get really rocking too hard on those phone calls, let's check out our problem of the day here. All right. Today, very straightforward. It says change 5/16 to a decimal. Short and sweet. Change 5/16 into a decimal. All right. And that 5/16 is another way of saying 5 divided by 16. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Notice I'm going to come back and point out right there. That's what's important. That's our important moment right there. That simply says, and folks, I know sometimes you go, boy, you're picky about what people say, aren't you? You are when you're talking about division, because there's a big difference between 5 divided by 16 and 16 divided by 5. This one has the 5 on the inside. The 16 is on the outside, all right, when we start to divide. And you go, well, Ernie, wait a minute. We can't divide 16 into 5. Exactly. So here's what we've got to do. We've got to start adding some things contributing to this little mess that we've created or trying to create here. So what we do, we put a decimal right there. Notice that's going to be helping us to transfer into a decimal. And we're going to put a 0 right there because 5 with the decimal and 0 does not change the value of 5. 5.0 we call it, 5.0, 5 and 0/10, whatever you want to look at it, it's still 5. All right, we have not altered the character of that number. So let's take it. 5 into, looks like not 5 into, but 16 into 50. And you know what? I'm going to take a stab at it. Let's go for 3. Let's see what 3 times 16 is going to give us 48, which is good news because it's very close to 50, but it's not over. And it's just a little bit under. So let's go with that. We'll put our 48 right underneath there. And then, folks, it's time to subtract. Time to subtract. 50 minus 48 catches us with a 2. And you say, Ernie, 16 will not go into 2. You're right, it won't. So let's do another 0. Because, see, as long as we keep adding zeros, we're still basically with 5 all the way through here. Zeros do not affect the value of this number we're creating here, all right, or we're continuing to use. Let's bring the 0 down, straight down there, and now we can talk about 16 going into 20. You know what? Believe it's going to make it. Believe it's going to make it. It's going to go 1 time. And 1 times, remember this is what we're doing when we do this. 1 times 16, and that's going to give us 16. Boy, I keep hoping this thing will come out even sometime soon. We've got a 4 left over. I'm beginning to feel a little bit better because I see something going on with 4 over 16 if I wanted to make that into a fraction right here. We're going to keep it on the decimal. It's going to come out even. It's going to come out even here, folks. Let's bring run more 0 there. Run another 0 right in there. Bring it straight down. We are now dealing with 40. 16 will divide into 40. And it's going to go 2 times. Because I know 3 times that gives me 48, which is too high. It's too much, all right? So let's go 2 times 16. That will give us 32. Subtract it out. We've got 8 left over. I'm feeling much better now because I noticed 16 and 8. If we put 8 over 16, we get a half. And I know where that's going. I know where that's going. So we bring a 0, 1 more 0 down. We've got that 80. How many times? Well, I just gave it away because 8 out of 16 is a 1/2. Let's put a 5 right up there. And we have 5 times 16, which is 80. We are done. We have run out of room. Your decimal, oh, where does the decimal go? Oh, got to make sure you put it in the right place. Goes straight up. And it runs right up there in front of that 3. All right, so it's 3,125 10,000ths. Now you're probably going like, wow, can we do that? Sure you can. Any of you can do that. And once again, I keep telling folks, you really, really need to know those times tables. That's what helps you out with that. Let's take a look real quick at the calculator. I want to show you something that you can do to check this, all right? Check this out. We're going to take, and we're going to type that decimal that we got, 3125, and we're going to change it. There's a little key called the math key here that allows us to go from fraction decimals and back forth. And I just want to do this for a checking point. I'm not saying this is what we want to always use, but this is our checking. And I'm going to press enter there, and I'm going to see what do we get. Hit an enter 1 more time. Look where we are. We're back where we started from, 5/16. So there's a nice little way that you can use this technology to help you out to check things. That's a good little check right there. 5/16. They are the same value, okay? They're equivalent relationships. This is a decimal fraction, and that is a fraction, okay?